When a brother or sister falls, what do? Just leave them, just walk on by? I recall some years ago a theologian, it was somewhere in North America, and they had this, on this campus where this theologian worked, they performed this exercise. And there was 2 classes at 2 different locations. One class, they're teaching the parable of the Good Samaritan. And they're doing it in New Testament Greek. They're opening up the Greek, all the nuances and everything. And then the other class, they're studying it just from an ethical point of view. Okay? And then the bell goes, okay? And the 2 classes are to change over, swap places, one for the other. And the campus authorities, what they did was they employed an actor, yeah, to sit on the sidewalk, yeah, between these 2 classes, dressed like a homeless dude, you know, destitute, yeah. And so the students coming from either class would pass by this homeless guy sat on the sidewalk. Now remember what they've been studying, yeah, ethically and in Greek. They've been studying the parable of the Good Samaritan. Every one of those students just walked by this homeless man and never even looked at him. Every one of them. You get my point? So, if a brother is in need, brotherly kindness, brotherly love. If a brother falls, what do? We pick him up, says the Apostle Paul, and we restore him or her. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. You are to restore him or her. But it's spiritual. Again, it's spiritual, you see. Only a spiritual person can minister to another spiritual person and restore them spiritually. Christ's kindness to us ought to kindle kindness in our hearts, affection and kindness and love for our brothers and sisters, whatever their condition might be, and however they may disagree with us, however strongly. How many times have you fallen? How many times have you sinned? How many times have you backslidden? How many times have you been cold-hearted and indifferent, neglected the worship of God, the fellowship of God, the people of God, and even God himself? And you have been turned back again to the Lord. And what did you get from the Lord? What did he say to you? Well, we'll wait a bit. We'll see how you perform from now on. What did you get? The cold shoulder? The hard look? The hard stare? Never. Never. Immediate. Welcomed with open arms. Should you not be the same with your brothers and sisters of like faith? You are, when you turn again to the Lord, are immediately welcomed and restored. Go and do likewise. What miserable, miserable creatures we can be sometimes, can we not? It is amazing. It is amazing what God has done for us, what God has done in us, what God has given to us. Read these first 4 verses again and see what God has given to you. Everything, everything, everything pertaining to life and godliness. How can we be the miserable creatures that we are sometimes and towards one another? Charity, last of all, love, but crowns them all. God is love.